I hope you can all see my screen. Brett, could you confirm if you can see it as well on your side?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, so then let's get started. Quick overview about the things we want to go through today. We are pleased to introduce to you the new product we are bringing to market right now. So it's a hybrid CP. We call it an ESPC with analog ports. So that's quite unique from what we figured out doing competitive comparisons. So I want to go through the details of that product, talking about the hardware and the software, about the distinction between the ESPC and the gateway models we have. Then I would like to talk about pricing a little bit and the competitor analysis we have done. So in order for you to provide an overview how the product lines up among others. Then we want to go into some application, some use cases in order to give you an idea how and where our products can be used for. And then towards the end, I want to ramp up the session and highlight all the main things of the products, all the benefits that are coming along with it. And then I think we'll still have enough time to do a Q&A. So should there be still any questions, so we'll go through those. We'll have some time reserved for that as well. However, feel free to post any questions using the tool you have. So on the right-hand side, there should be a possibility for you to type in any questions. So Brett will try to answer those as we go through the session. However, we can still go through it in the Q&A. Good, let's get started. So this is our new product, the hybrid ESPC with analog ports. It's called the 5541. So this one comes with either 2, 4, or 8 FXS ports. It also has 2 gig Ethernet ports, so that's quite important if you want to do routing, if you want to use it as an access router, IP router. And it comes with a USB port, so some sort of standard for the products we've introduced to the market recently, which can be used for 3G, 4G cellular modem fallback, but more details to that will come later. This device is, of course, also available as a gateway-only model, so the 4141, where the difference in hardware is that there is just one Ethernet port and no second Ethernet port and no USB port, but also in the densities of 2, 4, and 8 FXS ports. So now, what is special on that product? So really unique here is the FXS characteristics we have on that product, which is FXS long reach. So really it goes up to 6.2 miles. The line could be for each independent FXS ports, and still it would ring 3 phones at the end of that line. So that's quite a distance and quite unique for such a product. But also we support all the 3 different methods of message waiting indication. So with that product, we're also able to deal with these neon bulb lamps that you might find on one or the other hotel telephones or any other telephones, analog telephones. However, another nice functionality we have is the dual software image. So that's one thing you would typically find on a very expensive core side device, which allows you to have an active and a passive software image, which gives you the possibility to do very fast switch over from one software to the other, or in case you switch to a new one and something isn't working as expected, you can immediately switch back without the need to import a new software. Standard included, we offer secure zero-touch provisioning. So that means provisioning through HTTPS, secure transport protocol, which really makes it easy and yeah, as I said, secure to deploy Patton products. Some sort of a new functionality we recently implemented is the Packet Smart. I'll come to that later in one of the following slides, which allows to do network assessment and monitoring. So that's also a nice thing that allows you to provide a high quality service you offer to your clients. In terms of ESPC and gateway distinction, as you can see here, SIP registrar as an example is standard available on the ESPCs. However, on the gateway side, it can be loaded with an additional license. And I think the main difference in terms of hardware is, as I said before, the gateway is missing the 3G, 4G USB port and also the second Ethernet port. Good. So with that said, I think we can have a look at how this product lines up with the competition. So as you can see here on the left-hand side, in terms of functionalities, what we tried to line up with the features competition has, I think. Pretty unique and important here is the G722 HD codec, which is something which starts to become more and more key, especially in an all IP environment where this product is being used as an ESPC, providing the customer a good and nice experience of voice quality, but also in terms of security, that becomes more and more of an important thing with more and more services running over an unsecure network. So through the internet, security becomes more important. So that's also fully available on that unit, where there it's just SRTP or SIP TLS, but there's also more security functionalities. Another thing in terms of all IP environment. So we do our back-to-back user agent to do the service demarcation for SIP services, for voice over IP services. So where the LAN side telephony equipment is being protected from the WAN side, where fraud strikes could happen, telephony fraud, which the ESPC from Patton deals with it. As I said before, dual image, more of a bigger and core side unit play. However, we also have it on a small CPE, which really makes it better and easier to do any service deployments using a Patton device. Good. Now I want to go into the applications, give you some examples on where and how this product can be used for. So one application we picked is for long reach, where we would be using the 4141 with 8 FXS ports. So we're there. Public phones are required to be connected on school campuses or in fun parks or zoos, or I mean, in any case where there are like remote buildings having an analog telephone that are far away, up to 6.2 miles actually. So that could be even on a big enterprise production plant. In this case, I took an example of a school campus here. So highlighted in these green items here, I placed the smart nodes. So those smart nodes, they would address and connect the phones that are on remote sites of that campus, and really each phone can be as far away as up to 6.2 miles, 10 kilometers, and still drive line power for the telephone to ring. That's one thing, but of course also to be able to do phone calls. So that example here could be for phones being used for emergency kind of situations. So if there is an emergency somewhere on the campus, that these phones can be used. Of course, there could be another approach in connecting those phones to a all IP environment. That would be to have an ATA at each of those phones. However, this would require power to be added to those sites, to every telephone actually, and also you would run into the problem of the max cable length of an Ethernet connection to provide the signal to the ATA, which is 100 meters maximum. So, however, with this solution here, you would have some kind of central location, you would have the smart node, which will be able to drive up to 8 phones, and each phone can be, as I said, as far as 6.2 miles. Another long reach scenario would be for emergency phones in tunnels. As an example, for a tunnel that might be up to 16 kilometers long. So there we would just need 2 gateways. So in one portal, 1 smart node. So 2 smart nodes in total of the new models that can drive or that can power the phones that are distributed inside the tunnel, instead of multiple or much more gateways of the 4110 series that can just go up to 3 kilometers compared to the 10 kilometers on the new products. A reference story we have done with one of our partners, one of our customers in Europe, in Brussels actually. So there they equipped 30 tunnels with smart nodes, where those smart nodes are connecting 700 emergency phones. So the requirement there has been to provide a fast and reliable response to any emergency using video surveillance, geolocation, and of course also voice. And in order to realize that, they have used smart nodes, which provides the required stability and quality for such emergency phone services. Another application would be more of an all IP thing, an ESPC. So I would assume you know what the ESPCs are being used for. So for service demarcation, security purposes, network topology, hiding for QoS matters, providing the customer a high or a good experience in the voice quality. So that's what the ESPC is being used for. And now with the new products, we also integrate 2 up to 8 analog interfaces, which would allow the enterprise to also connect legacy equipment that might not be easily possible to be migrated to an all IP network, or like a device that doesn't do Ethernet, let's say. So for such cases, the ESPC part will do its job, and then you maybe connect a stamping machine, metering machines, or even a simple legacy phone that you don't want to replace due to whatever reason. So with this product, the solution really is way simpler, as you wouldn't need 2 or multiple devices. So everything can be done in one device at a central location at the customer's network edge, providing QoS, of course, as I said before. So in this case, the product 5541 was chosen. So that one comes with 2, 4, or 8 FXS ports. Then another unique and very nice feature is the failover. So failover through a 3G or 4G network. That again is there to provide high availability of services to your customers. So with that, you could do an instant failover from a primary link to a secondary link. So there, the secondary link is a USB cellular modem, or through another access link connected through the second Ethernet port. So we have different ways of detecting if a link is dead, or if the IPPBX, or let's say the application server on the right-hand side, is not responsive anymore. So we could determine that with zip options ping, zip registration timeouts, or with an ICMP ping. And once we determine, and also that time frame, we would determine a link to be dead is configurable. So once that happens, there is an immediate failover to the second link, and phone calls still can be received through the second link, or of course, phone calls still can be done through the second link. Then, as I mentioned before, quickly, there is the Packet Smart functionality. which is there for network monitoring and assessment, not just for voice over IP calls monitoring, but also for data traffic analysis. So this tool allows you to do proactive alerting to your clients based on the quality of voice calls that are being measured through the MOS score, and that will help you to really save cost on your support line, and also it will provide a better experience to your clients for the service you provide to them. Also, this tool allows to do synthetic calls generation. So that's a nice thing if new installations are being done. It's not just like connecting the phones and hoping that everything works as expected. So you can actually trigger synthetic calls to see what the quality of those calls are going to be based on the infrastructure you find on site at the customer premise. And all that, that's also really nice, can be done remotely. So through the cloud, where you could initiate those calls, where you can see all the statistics, the gathered data, which are, by the way, represented in nice bars and pie charts, as you can see on this slide. Now, how this works from an applications point of view. So I tried to draw like two different kinds of applications. So the ESPC application on top, where the ESPC is there to deal with the security aspects, acting as a service demarcation point. And exactly at that service demarcation point, the Packet Smart Probe is monitoring the data. So that allows you to really provide a interface at the customer premise to your clients, where they connect their equipment to your service you provide. From there, all the data is being analyzed, the statistics are being sent up to the cloud, where these gathered data is being represented in a nice way, as you just saw before. Packet Smart, that's a software actually that was developed by Broadsoft. So as you know, we're a partner of Broadsoft, and we've integrated that functionality or that software, which is doing the analytics, into our Trinity software that is running on the new products we have. The same thing for a voice over IP gateway application, so it even works there, where the Packet Smart is doing the analysis of the voice over IP data. So this way you can be really sure that there is going to be a good voice quality at the client side. Now, with that said, I want to just ramp all the things up again and just come up with the highlights of the products, of the new products. So there's way more applications where our products fit in. We just try to pick a handful of those to give you an idea how powerful our products are and what they're capable to do. So there's many applications, and actually just one device that deals with many different ones. The long reach functionality, that's quite unique. So we didn't see any competitor that can support up to 10 kilometers in the same range we are in with those CPEs. Dual software image, as I said, so for a fast and secure software upgrade mechanism, so especially if you have hundreds or even thousands of units in the field. There is loads of security features. ZIP TLS and SRTP is just one of those. We have stateful firewall, for instance. Failover, that's also a nice and unique feature. So you just saw that before. And really, our products, they're ready for all IP. So there's no need to buy a unit now and in a couple of years' time to replace it again when everything is all IP. And of course, it's easy to set up using the web wizard, using zero-touch provisioning. So that's there to make life easy for you and your clients doing rollouts using Patton devices. And then on the Patton side, I think that's known to all of you. Patton, really, we stand for reliability and interoperability. So there is a lot of soft switches and IPPBX we are certified with, and there's probably more and more as we go. There is a lot of scenarios that has been tested and passed with many installations around the world. Still, we do our own production in Maryland, in Gaithersburg, for our products. The software is Swiss engineered with Swiss precision, as we would say, and we can say that we really have a low RMA rate, which is even less than 0.5%. Good. So just a quick outlook on what's coming next. So of course, we'll do some more webinars during this fall, which will include some more new features we'll be introducing. So that's VDSL, ADSL, and also TR69 management for carrier deployments. As well, there is going to be a Packet Smart webinar we'll be doing towards the end of the year, where we are looking forward to see you again in one of those webinars. Well, with that said, let's ask Brett on the question side how it looks there. Where do we stand? Are there any questions?
Okay. We haven't had any questions until just now, and
now they start.
Somebody's asking. Yes. So, when are these devices going to be released?
They are released with today's webinar, actually. So in terms of the lead time, that might be a bit longer than the standard lead time as we are in the ramp-up phase. But you can go ahead, visit our website and see the SKUs we have available so far. There might be one or two more coming in the next days. But yeah, we'll be glad to receive your order for the new products.
Okay, another question or comment. Someone is saying that they need redundancy in the same port to connect to ESPC.
I'm not sure I understand right. So, I mean, redundancy can be done on a device level, of course. So you could place two ESPCs at the same location where one would be acting as a primary device or active device, and the second one would be kind of the fallback or the backup device, let's say. And we could like detect from. So one device would be monitoring the other one, and if the main one goes down due to whatever reason, the secondary one could take over and become the active one. So that's a scenario which is also possible. We've done this with some clients already, and yeah, I think the answer is yes, that can be done.
Okay, that's all the questions we have so far.
Okay, very good. And I mean, if there's any more questions you wanna get an answer for, just feel free to send us an email. That's not a problem. And so here are contacts. So just send us an email to sales@patton.com or give us a call. So the number you'll also find, of course, on our website. So if there's any question, feel free to ask. We're more than happy to answer those. Okay. So if there isn't any more questions, I think we can already ramp up this session. So I think half an hour is over anyway, even though we reserved for 1 hour, but we wanted to account for enough time for Q&A. So at this stage, thanks a lot for your attention. Thanks a lot for taking the time, and I'm really looking forward to see all of you again in one of the upcoming webinars where we will invite shortly. Thanks again, and have a nice day.